and welcome to the most underrated show on the internet.
We're What's with the Lemon, and where did axolotls come from?
Those are like the fish lizards, right?
They kind of look like fish lizards, yes.
Those. How much do we share here? You know, there's a good story that has.
I'm not friends with him anywhere,
Okay,
so we should be able.
there
to
was
talk
an
about-
old coworker that
We will not name drop.
left Best Buy
Yes.
to sell
Axolotls, I
axolotls, whatever they're called.
Yeah, they're the weird pink, like they look like they're smiling.
Yeah,
They really.
they're pretty cute
They are
as
cute.
far as fish things go.
What are they?
I think they're dragons. I'm serious. I think they're
Like descendant of dragon?
Yeah. Think of it. Think about it. Like it could.
I don't see it.
What do you mean?
They don't got wings, man.
Do you not remember Dragonheart? How he would smile? They kind of have the same smile. You know?
Whoa, you're pulling some real deep cuts of Dragonheart.
Dragonheart was awful.
Oh man, I love that movie.
So we just got back from a wedding.
Joe,
I'm doing
no.
the thing. you
The look on my face, I'm sure, was just
I
like,
wish we had video.
just, what are you smoking, man?
So I live in the future, and Justice
I
lives
can't
in the
do
here and
this,
now.
Joe. It's terrible when we do this.
By the time
just
this
sound
comes
like an
out,
idiot.
one of our best childhood friends just got married.
Des.
He's awesome. He has gone from the most annoying human on the planet to genuinely the coolest and sweetest guy I know.
He's super sweet. I've had only since being back here, I've not had very many interactions with him, but the last few weeks I've had just small ones here and there. He's just so sweet.
He's amazing. I say what I said on the podcast because I've told him that to his face, so I don't feel bad about it.
Well, he
grew up in Africa with us.
Yes. So imagine me and Joe when we moved to Africa. I was 11,
I was
almost
9.
12, and Joe was 9, almost 10.
Yeah.
And he was at the time like 6.
No, dude, he was younger than that.
Well, how old is he right now?
I don't know.
Well, how much?
I think he's like I think
Joe,
he was
that's
like
a-
I think
that's a
he was like
pretty
4.
That's a pretty no. That I feel like 6 is the right amount.
It'd be easy to find out, but we're not gonna do it.
But he was the baby of his family.
He was the baby, and he was younger than everyone else. So
Younger.
he had to.
I feel
grow
bad
up-
about that
I
because there was
feel
no
we-
one his age.
We bullied him, and not like the normal bully ways, but we were so mean to him sometimes.
Sometimes.
And then other times we were so nice to him.
Yes, we went out of our way to include him a lot of times.
Yes, but we also did some pretty mean things. At least me and Bo did.
You and Bo. You
You did too.
No, but here's,
Justice.
No, I'm gonna lean into it.
Okay.
I hated him.
I think he was your first nemesis,
Maybe my first nemesis.
which was just you feuding with this child.
But I think I was also the nicest
Once
to him.
he got older.
Well, no, I think even then, because you
think
guys
so.
just didn't want him around. But I tried.
We played with him more than anyone else.
That's
me and
true.
Bo.
But the reason I would always be mean to him is because he was throwing fits.
Yeah, he was a little baby kid.
Yes, but it was only if he was throwing fits that what are you doing?
I think he just reminded you of you sometimes.
Of course, me and Des are so alike. We're both great human beings now, and people love us. I was not liked growing up and bullied as well. So,
But did you? So, he got married. Congratulations, Des. We love you.
In the future, he's not married currently when we're recording.
I
this.
cannot wait to tell you next week what I did at the wedding. Because I got some plans.
What do you got planned?
And we'll see if I can make it work. That's exciting.
I
like to live in the future.
very intrigued by that statement.
But because we're going down to his wedding. Yeah, he's great. I love him. You love him. We all love Des.
Yeah,
Let's stop talking about Des. He doesn't even listen. Why are we
he
talking-
does.
Does he?
Yeah,
Oh. Oh. Well, that.
I found that out today. He just started though.
Oh. I might need to tell him to stop, or just skip. He'll skip this episode. He's gonna be on a honeymoon or something.
I will in the description when I post it on.
You don't post anything
on
oh,
Facebook.
Got it.
I'll just be like, "Hey, this is an episode about Dez. You should listen."
No,
Tag him. Tag him.
No,
in
no, no.
Drop.
So now we are getting around 80 viewers per episode now. Mm-hmm. It's finally starting to, even though that's not very much, like it's amazing.
Yeah.
Like we're getting that, like that's awesome.
Yes.
But I'm starting to realize like, oh, people are listening to this.
Yes.
Like it's not just a thing I can send out and pretend like it doesn't exist.
Did you always feel that way?
I kind of have. Like,
oh, I was serious from the get-go.
No. I just didn't think, like, it never in my head would be people that I know listening to it.
Oh, you never.
You know,
why?
like it'll always. It's just out there for
kidding?
other. Like my work life and my professional life are. You know,
your family and friends are your biggest supporters at the beginning.
I don't want them to be.
Because
I want better supporters than that.
That's really mean. I heard today that Olivia listened to all of them.
I know, and you know what? I was upset about that. I have a bone to pick with you that you would tell our nieces to listen to this podcast after things I've said on it.
I want you to be held accountable.
Madness.
I want you to be held
that.
accountable.
You know how awkward that is to look Olivia in the face and be like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I've talked about all the like monster dongs and who knows what else we talked about on here."
Joe, I'm just trying to hold you accountable to what you're saying.
I know she at one point in her life she wanted to be a vet. Mm-hmm. Now she's gonna go out there thinking, "Oh my god, animals are horny for humans. Like I can't work on an animal and it be super horny for me." Like I just blew her world probably with a horny animal theory.
If it makes you feel any better, her father thinks it's hilarious. So
yeah, well, because I was over there the other night and he could see how awkward I was. She was like, "Oh, and you were saying this and all this stuff," and I was just like, "I don't like this."
I love it. That's what I wanted.
No,
So for those of you who don't know, Joe likes being not a character per se, but you like being boisterous.
Bombastic.
Yeah, bombastic is a great word.
Yeah.
You like it's not how you would normally always act.
Yes, especially around family.
But here's the thing. You do with people you trust.
And that are grown adults is a big key to that.
They're not far off, Joe. So here's another thing. I was always taught that if you're not comfortable with anybody hearing what you're having to say, especially on a public forum like this, maybe don't say it.
But I think everything
because now it's on the internet forever.
So here's the thing, though. Everything I say is the truth.
About what you're feeling in that situation.
It's just facts.
Okay.
I spit facts like a rapper that speaks this truth.
Throw a rap out.
No.
For those of you who can't see, he did start swaying his head as if he was trying to get in the rap rhythm.
Because of that, sometimes people aren't ready to hear the truth.
Are you mad because you think you're going to start subconsciously censoring yourself now? Because
Never.
people are... I know you won't.
Never.
So there you go. What's the point? What's the problem then?
I'm scared I'm not going to be able to look my nieces in the eyes.
They know you, Joe.
Do they?
Yes.
Am I talking about how amazingly hot some actresses in front of my nieces?
Joe, what's your gamer tag? Like, you know, like if you're on like a clan.
Captain Pojo?
No.
Oh, Halo?
That. No, yeah.
Oh, well,
if you can do something like that, what's it?
It's Cuck.
Who plays with us all the time?
Our niece, Olivia.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Look, okay, here's the thing. Cuck Nation, rally.
I don't want to hear about this.
I am the king of the cucks.
You're going to lean into this right now?
Well, you started this.
I just was saying, what is it?
As a king, I must rule over my dominion.
Your subjects?
Yes.
That's a weird thing to think about.
Well, so I can spot them. I can see them. I look in someone's eyes and I can tell if they're a cuck or a bull. I can tell.
Oh my god.
And yeah, you know?
Oh, you know what's also funny?
A kingdom must have a ruler.
My laugh is slightly different in the podcast than what it is in normal because I think I'm trying not to be loud.
Yes.
But I've had multiple people like, why do you laugh like that?
Well, have you? Oh, sorry, continue.
So I can't even do it on command, but you'll hear it. I have weird
It's like a
laughs.
wheeze.
Well, I have two. I have several.
Yeah.
Like there's the choking, like I'm like, and I think that came from Africa because
Yes.
that was
Oh,
something
yeah,
that was
yes.
over there
Yes.
a lot. But then I have the wheezing laugh. Really get me.
Our dad has a TV laugh
Oh man,
and then a normal laugh. They're both real laughs.
Yeah.
They're just different laughs.
very different laughs.
I think I have a few different laughs too.
You do.
I have a laugh like if it's a little fake, but
So-
I'm choosing to be happy, so I'm laughing. And then I have a laugh that I can't control this laugh. It's just going to be a laugh.
It's usually very little noise with breathing in between.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like your wheeze, just without any sound.
Yeah. It's true.
We have a question.
Yeah, we
have
had a
a
question.
fan submitted question.
Hey, we had a fan submitted question.
Our first question.
I want you listeners to know this. If
We
you
have fans.
if you leave comments of questions on any of our forums,
Yeah.
even on the things like
Joe's right is normally what we like to see. I believe in the truth.
well, we will pick some and talk and try to answer them.
Especially if you're from Ireland.
Yeah, if you're
Just
from
throwing
Ireland,
that out there.
if we say the name Ireland in our podcast, can we use that as a tag then?
Justice, we could use it as a tag even if we never said it.
Yeah, let's do it.
We're not
How
like
many-
subject to
when you're
law.
tagging things, how many tags you throw in for this?
So it depends. On YouTube, I throw in quite a bit more. Spotify, I don't even know if I can. I haven't tagged anything on Spotify.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah.
Huh.
But YouTube, I like to throw in like sexy, and then I'll also throw in God, Christians, and boobies.
Oh my god.
So I like to
the
get the full
wildest thing.
range of.
That's the wildest thing.
I'm just trying to think, what would a teenage boy search as he's trying to figure things
that's
out?
horrifying when you think about it. Oh my
Our
God.
question.
Question is, what is it, Joe?
Oh, okay. Our question is, what do we think is the most attractive / sexy profession a man and a woman can have?
Yeah, so
One for each.
One for each. Took me seconds to think of
Took
mine.
you seconds.
For both.
That's crazy. It took me seconds to think of a guy's. If I'm being honest, I'm still kind of in the process of thinking about for girls.
All right. Throw out your guy's one then.
I think we could do it in like countdown and we'll say the same one.
You
Because
think
if
so?
you don't say what I say, you're insane.
What if I say it? What if it's different and you hear it and you're like, oh, that makes a lot of sense.
We'll
too.
see. But I'm almost positive I have the only right
All right,
answer.
we're gonna go
So it'll
3,
be
2, 1, and then
go.
3, 2, 1, go.
And then
But no, go. We're just gonna say
yeah,
it. 3, 2, 1,
1,
thing.
boom.
All right.
Okay.
3, 2, 1,
firefighter. Yes. That had to be. There was no way it was anything else.
Was that the first
Yes,
thing that came to your
of
head?
course it is. I see firefighters and I swoon.
That's
Like
true.
how?
I saw one. Literally, we were driving to mom and dad's,
Mm-hmm.
and they were parking their truck, and he has his arm out the window. He's bagging in one arm, bagging in that fire truck.
Does he have a mustache?
Probably.
Oh
I
my
can't remember.
God.
But he looked at me and he went,
Oh, did you come a little bit?
"Oh, you don't have to make it so weird."
I think if I had a perfect body.
I smiled and I was like,
Yeah.
"Way to go, man."
Oh my God. There's nothing sexier. There's nothing sexier than a fireman.
Yeah.
It just is.
Yeah.
Especially when they have the overalls. Oh my God. I feel empowered as a man. I'm ready.
All right. Now, my
okay.
What?
Are we not gonna 3, 2, 1 this one as well?
you don't have one, I thought.
I'm just gonna say it's the first thing that came into my mind.
I don't like that. I'm almost positive they're different.
Okay.
So I'm gonna let you go first
Okay.
because it just came into your head.
Yeah.
What is it?
Because they use the fireman poles as well.
No.
It's just a little.
Try
different.
again.
I
Do you
think.
need a little bit more time?
Yeah, I need some time.
Yeah. It can't be an already like sexual profession.
Oh, well, that's awkward.
Yeah. Massage therapist.
That's crazy. You psychopath. You're just saying that because you have happy Indians in your
No, I mean a legit massage
how is that
therapist.
attractive and sexy? How is that? How?
John, let me tell you a
How?
story.
Okay, tell me.
In
This
Africa.
is madness.
How is it madness? How is it? So, I've never. Full
I've never
disclosure,
been touched by a woman before.
I've never been to a massage parlor.
But they're the sexiest thing you've...
That's just, if I had to save a profession, it's like, well, that's kind of a sexy profession.
I've never thought that ever.
That's a wild thing. So much so, this is the reason why I know. Because I don't know if it's as big of a practice here, but in South Africa, if this is not a massage thing, but if you were to get your hair cut.
Say barber then.
No, because it's not a barber. So
it is here, by the way.
I'd never had it here.
Continue so they know what you're talking about, because they're going to think you're talking about happy Indians.
No. So before, they would wash your hair, but they would also massage your scalp. Mm-hmm. And oh my God.
It would so here they wash your hair and then you go.
Yeah.
They would wash, in Africa, they would wash your hair and then spend like an extra 15 minutes just massaging your scalp.
Yes, it's good for your hair growth.
And it gives you the tingles and it makes your pee-pee wake up.
It didn't do that, but it was so relaxing.
Yeah.
And it was the closest I've ever been. I need to go to a massage parlor sometime because this is awesome.
But how is that attractive and sexy?
I just think, man, somebody who's good with their hands.
That's what that was the first thing you thought of?
First thing, man, and I stand by it. I think that is a sexy profession.
Okay.
I also think men who are massage therapists.
Oh yeah, I think men are better at it than women.
You shut up, though.
They are.
But you can't be like, oh yeah, that's a sexy thing about man.
No, it's not sexy. I'm just saying, if I'm going to be massaged, I'd rather be massaged by a man. Stronger hands. I feel safer. I'm safe in those hands. Safety is important to me. I believe in safety, Justice. I need to be safe in a man's hands. I'm scared a woman is going to let me go. A man will hold me close to his bosom.
You're on a table, man. You're not going to fall off. Unless you're like, whoa.
They roll you around sometimes.
They have you, they do have you flip over maybe. But, oh my God.
I'm just, well,
Joe,
it's
let me
my
say this.
soul and my body.
Let me say this. That might be the gayest thing you've ever said on the podcast so far.
I just talked about firemen.
Yeah, but because you were serious.
I am.
Yeah, I know. That's just a little. I just wanted to say that.
Because massages are also a little spiritual, I think. If they do it correctly, they open you up. I'm just throwing things out there. Can I also say this? I've never been to a massage parlor.
Yeah, we have not.
But in my mind, I want a man's hands on me.
Joe.
Just because it's firmer. It's a firmer grip.
You gotta stop.
I think for a woman,
Okay.
the two things that come to my mind.
Okay.
I don't know if this is a very successful career path.
Uh-huh.
I think like a professional
Answer or just
specifically
Okay.
like
now
on Broadway.
Let me ask you this.
Uh-huh.
So more so for men. Are men?
God no. God
Okay,
no. That's why.
Just trying to gauge your interest here.
No, I take it back. I know the sexiest
Okay, so it's
thing.
not.
Dancing is beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful.
I love that. I think
Crumping.
shut up. I think the sexiest profession, and I probably blame for this, is like specifically a.
Hey Joe.
I'm stop there, and then we're just moving on. I'm just saying I have in my mind. There's that one girl that is so attractive. I can't think of her name, and that's what but yeah. But we're moving past it.
Yeah, we're gonna move
past it because of other things. But I think that is why. Yeah, it's weird. I'll say that. But just know I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of.
I understand, Joe. Yeah, that's very good.
I also love. But is that a profession? I think it's the closest to that being a profession.
You're right. It's the closest thing to a wage.
Yeah.
Like that you get paid
a close
for.
second for men, a WWE professional athlete.
That's pretty sexy.
I'm assuming through this we're just taking away actors. Like
Yeah.
that doesn't count.
No,
Yeah.
it is not a. It is not a normal profession.
No.
and it's very hard to
It'd
break
be
into.
easy to be like, oh,
yeah.
obviously, because the most attractive people in the world are actors and actresses. So that doesn't, but that,
Sports entertainers.
and sports entertainers,
Yeah.
obviously.
No.
Justice, are you feeling a little wild? A little freaky?
I feel like you are.
Are you ready for a
feel like-
wild card event?
I'm ready, Joe, for the wild card event.
Justice, we are so close to ending this 5-week, or it will be a 7-week long process of blind rankings.
I do love me some blind ranks.
We are on the wild card round.
The wild card. The
So-
ones that made their way in
Yes.
because we sent them in, and also
Joe's
a
pick.
random Joe pick.
Joe's pick, baby.
Joe's pick.
Joe's pick. So, stop looking at the video and look at me.
There's some stuff.
There's fire
happening.
going on, but look at me.
Okay, I'm looking.
So, unlike all the other blind rankings in this tournament,
Mm-hmm.
there's only one winner. You're only sending one to the finale.
Yeah.
There's no picking at the end. So your number one
Now-
spot is important.
Now, I know them all, Joe, so it's not a blind rank, except for the one that you're
Yes,
adding in.
and that will be the start.
Okay.
But you still have to rank these.
Okay.
These are important to rank.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So,
Well,
Justice.
I know which ones are going to be way up on the list.
What do you mean?
I'm just really interested to see which one you throw in to see if it can throw.
Oh,
A wrench.
What did I do here? What did I do here?
What has happened?
Oh, I'm looking at the wild. I was like, these aren't the ones that are in the finale. None of these are like the finale
No.
ones. These are all the wild card ones.
Yes, there's some
Got
good
it.
ones.
Yes. Okay, it's time for our song.
Blind ranking.
All right. The first one, which is Joe's pick.
Oh, I'm glad that you would make this one first because I know all the other ones.
Yes. Now, this was one of the first quotes that made me start this whole thing.
Okay.
Other than the Mass Effect one that you took out right at the start.
Right at the start. Cut
Which-
it off at the knees.
Broke. That's why would you attack me like that? That's messed up.
I didn't even think about it.
Yeah, that was subconsciously.
I was
You
just
did
quoting
that.
something.
Sure you were.
Yeah.
Okay. The first one. When we suffer, we do it in silence, and the world likes it that way.
Wow. It's deep.
It's one of my favorite games.
Damn.
One of them. Not my favorite, one of my favorites. You have no idea what it's from, do you?
I have no clue what it is.
You want me to tell you?
Yeah.
Wolf Among Us.
It's a great one.
That's a great quote.
There's also a lot of good quotes in that
There are.
game.
There's a lot of ones with some foul language. So I didn't pick a lot of the. There was a few that I was like, this would be great, but Justice won't vote for it because he
No.
was like, oh, it's a naughty word.
There's a naughty word in here. But I will say The Wolf Among Us is probably...
It's my second favorite Telltale game.
It
ever.
might be my first. Like my
More than
number
Borderlands.
one. Borderlands is so funny. It is
It's
my
so
second. It is so hilarious.
I still think the first season of Walking Dead has to be my number one.
See, for me it's Walking Dead 3, Borderlands 2, Wolf
Among Us 1. That's fair. I love Wolf Among. I think of Wolf Among Us more, but Lee and Clementine's like that's just one of the best relationships in all of gaming.
Yeah, it's true. I think why I like Borderlands so much is that it was so shockingly, surprisingly good.
Yes,
Because I
and
thought it was
different
going to be
than everything
terrible.
else.
I thought it was going to be terrible.
Yeah,
It was
I
so
think
funny.
of the finger shootout all the time.
Because like what?
It's so ridiculous.
Oh man, they're great. But oh man, that's a great quote.
That's a great quote.
But Joe, what I put through is what I put through. There's some good bangers on this one. Mm-hmm. This one's good. It's number 3.
Number 3.
It's
okay.
number 3.
Okay. Would you kindly? I wish we just had a Justice camera on this episode. This would be
Gosh,
so
man.
good.
I knew this was going to be the worst part.
This is the way harder list than the things in the finale.
No, it's way harder. That's why This is the craziest part. Whatever wins here
It's probably
winning the
You
main.
think you're saying this is gonna beat Do a Barrel Roll?
Probably. Probably. Oh man, would you kindly? We've already talked about it, so we don't have to go into it. But one of the best.
So good.
One of the best.
I love that. I love the series, even though the only one I ever actually played was Infinite. But I watched you play the first one.
Number two.
Number two.
That's Would You
Wow.
Kindly.
If this one wins it, I'm gonna laugh. But it's great. Nothing is more badass than treating a woman with respect.
Mr. Torque, it's number 4.
Okay. That's fair. Don't make a girl a promise if you know you can't keep it.
Joe, I knew this was it. It has to go through.
Yeah.
Because not only is it a quote, it's one of the most true statements in life.
It is. And it's Halo.
It's Halo.
It's Halo.
It's Halo. I would have also probably thrown through, sir, finish this fight.
Yeah.
I probably would have.
Yes. I think this is a better quote.
It is a better quote, but if a Halo one was on there, that would have...
Yeah.
There's some good
I also
Halo
like
case.
permission. In the second one when he returns the bomb, it's like permission to leave the ship. What for?
To give the Covenant back their bomb.
Yeah. It's so good.
It's a great,
so good.
Great quote.
All right, so that was number 1.
Number 1, which is
And
going
then
through to the main round, which is probably going to win the whole thing, but...
And then the number 5
was the
is
GTA
if I'm to
one.
choose between one evil and another, I'd rather not choose at all. The GTA one's in the finale, I'm pretty sure.
What's that one?
That's The Witcher.
Oh, yeah, we sent that... oh, no. Okay,
Yeah.
so there's some good stuff.
So the finale will end up being that Halo.
Yeah.
It will end up
Do a
being
barrel roll.
Do a Barrel Roll.
Praise the sun.
Praise the sun. War is where the young and stupid are tricked by the old and bitter into killing each other. Which is a great quote.
That's a wonderful quote.
And one of the most fantastic quotes that somehow made it to the finale are, "Those were my beans."
Yeah.
Life is Strange making it to the finale.
Which one was that in?
The first game.
You don't even remember it. Was it the janitor?
No.
I'm just trying to think.
You're breaking my heart, Annie. You're breaking my heart, man. It was Frank.
Also a great... I don't even remember Frank.
The RV guy.
Oh, yeah. I keep
The
forgetting
drug dealer.
about- Yeah, that guy.
Justice Frank.
Joe,
Everyone loves Frank.
everyone in your community
Everyone
loves
loves.
Frank.
I actually don't know. Also, I do not take responsibility or ownership over the Life is Strange community. They are a bunch of crybabies and kind of like a little retard.
It's shocking that a fan group based on this game would be that way.
No. Because there's some great ones out there. There's the ones that stand true and strong. The ones that said, "Okay, I'll pre-order the new double exposure
Just
before
so you
I know
know,
anything about
my
it."
work partner, anytime you bring this game up, now rolls his eyes.
Ray, buddy,
I wasn't gonna use his name.
I
but
will. Have you ever played? Has he ever played it? Have you ever
No.
played it?
No,
I'll play it with you.
stop looking at
I'm talking
your
just to you,
microphone.
Ray. I'll play it with you.
So funny.
It's coming close, dude. I never thought something was gonna overshadow your birthday so much. Here it is.
My birthday's always been like
Overshadowed.
I'm a middle, like a second middle child.
Well, it didn't help that we moved from South Africa. You've been sick. Justice, my birthday has been on opening day of baseball for years. Our father is obsessed with baseball.
Bisboo. Yeah, but I feel like genuinely the family. I don't want this to be a sad thing because it's not.
Justice, let's get deep. Let's do it.
Here's the reality about our birthdays when we were in South Africa. We were overshadowed.
Oh, yeah.
Not just me or you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Her sister would start planning her birthdays months in advance.
Yes.
It was a huge
So
thing.
her birthday is a month before yours.
Yeah.
2. How
It's
do months
just-
work?
it's basically
September,
just a
October? Or
month,
is it
yeah.
September, November, October? I always forget.
That reminds me of one of the best things.
But-
September, November, October, and I'm like, what? Just
It doesn't make sense because October is 10.
Yeah.
Is it the 10th month? Actually, I can't remember.
You're right. Yeah. 10, 12.
No, October's 8.
No.
Ock. Ock is 8.
So that's not how they do that.
What do you
That's
mean?
not what.
Octopuses have 8.
That's not what.
October is 8.
Joe,
It is.
August is the 8th month.
Yes, but
What's the 8th
October
of the year?
should be 8th.
It's-
I'm telling you, we didn't talk
What's
about it on the
September?
podcast.
9?
Who cares? Who gives a crap about September?
December, is that 12?
December is the Lord's. I'm just saying, time. Whoever made up
Is this a
time.
theory?
No, well, yes, but I've talked to you about this before. What is time? Time isn't real.
We're not going to talk about that
Time
on
is
the podcast.
time is not real.
Those are the kind of
We've just
conversations
made
that
up
make no
time.
sense. No, we
I was doing the
didn't.
Trump hands for anyone that doesn't know.
You were actually doing the Trump.
Totally
didn't
not
realize.
on purpose, and then I realized I was like, "Oh, I'm channeling some Trump here."
Literally.
Literally, I can't. I'm
I
a bad.
can't- yeah, we-
So I've always been god awful at impressions.
Yeah.
You've always been so.
Not
Justice-
as much anymore.
I still think it's in you. My favorite TV show of all time is the greatest TV. Everyone's favorite TV show
It's
is
not
Lost.
in me anymore, Joe.
Because Lost was the greatest. Justice quoted one of the main characters is Jack Shepherd.
Yeah.
Justice sounded. If my eyes were closed, I would think Matthew Fox was in the room with me. It was insane. He's so good, and I just can't. I sound like an idiot whenever I try to do anything. It was so. We all of us were like I have chills thinking of how good you were.
I can never make that sound
I
like
know,
that ever again.
and you should never try.
No, I
But
will
it
not.
changed my perspective of what a voice could do.
Oh, that's so hilarious.
But genuinely, you've always been very good at voices. I think.
There are times where I feel like I am, and there are times where I feel like,
If
oh
you
my
get
god,
too
I can't.
nervous or too like giddy,
in my head,
you can't do
yeah,
it.
it
But
can't
when
be in your
when
head.
it
has to
just
be
comes
very
out,
natural.
you're so good.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, that's one of the things I've always been jealous about you.
You know, you've really pumped me up here in
Have
the
I?
last 2 episodes. Yeah, you pumped me up about the fact that I'm not shy about calling myself a Christian.
Yeah, in realistic form, that is one of the things I'm like most like. Oh man, Justice had like that's. I genuinely look up to that.
I was gonna say too, though, your last episode, you were. I didn't think of it in the moment, but you were standing up for yourself in a roundabout way.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
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 But not in that same form.
No.
Yeah.
But I liked it.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah.
Thanks. I'm trying to figure out how to skirt the boundaries, you know?
Yeah. Oh, I get
Like
it.
deal with cucks, but then also like I'm like, listen, guys, let's live in the truth instead of living in a weird reality that we just make things up in.
That's the world we live in, man. And it's about living in a weird reality.
It's it's stupid.
We should stop trying to play pretend.
And just listen to me. Realistically,
This is the whole I want to be a cult leader thing coming
dude,
back.
I would be such a good cult leader.
Listen, yes, maybe.
I'm gonna put a poll out there for the people that know how to do polls. Would you follow me? Think about it though. Don't just be like, no. Think
that
about
guy's
it.
crazy. Why would I follow?
You want
him?
to follow me. You hear my voice. You hear the things I'm saying. I can open your eyes a little bit.
I would like to tell the listeners I don't endorse this.
You do, though.
I don't. Because I think it would be a travesty. But
Imagine, dude, it would be so fun. I would care so much for my subjects. I mean, my followers. I would care so much for them.
your Freudian slips are really getting you lately.
Yeah. Did you say Freudian?
Freudian.
Freudian.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means, but
Yeah.
I do know what that means. I just don't know how I would. Never
Articulate
mind.
it?
Let's move on.
Joe, so when
Justice-
that happens,
Uh-huh.
like when you get stuck like that, how do you get out?
Well, first let me tell you what's going on in my head. In my head, I am like a hamster on a wheel, you know?
Yeah, you're just going.
And when that oh no. Oh, no.
It's happening.
When I can't do this. Oh no.
So when that happens when you're on the wheel,
Yeah, and I get stuck.
yeah, like you are.
Yeah, I just can't. I can't do it. I can feel it on my mouth.
Is it just breaking you right now?
I
Take a deep
It-
breath.
this is like good.
Take a deep. So is this?
So
Is this so? What is this called? What is happening?
I think it's a form of like stuttering.
Yeah.
Even though it's not.
Right.
But what's happening in my head?
Dyslexia?
I don't know. I don't know. What happens is the hamster trips, and the wheel is spinning it, and so I can't.
I can't
until
stop.
I can get back up and start running again.
Got it.
Yeah.
Sorry to put you through that, but I knew it would be funny.
That wasn't fun. That was weird. I hate when that happens and it lasts so long. Mm-hmm. But that would happen.
I don't remember it being as big of an issue growing up.
No, but I would just stop talking when I was littler. Now
Was
I
that why you
continue
didn't
to
mind
try.
sharing so much?
Yes. Mm-hmm. I'm really scared at public speaking. Mm-hmm. I have that. I hate it. Like my emotions make it so like I get choked up. And it's not because I'm scared. It's not like because I'm going to say something emotional.
Yeah.
It's the actual just fear of public
it's
speaking.
a fear response.
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes you've gotten emotional because it was heavy stuff.
Yes, but it just happens if like I freak myself out speaking publicly. Publicly.
I ruined you this episode.
Suck.
You know, what's hilarious is that you love doing a podcast because it's all talking.
Yeah, but I'm also, it's just us. There's no one else here. So even though we're talking
Joe,
to people.
can I ask you a question?
Uh-huh.
And you don't have to tell us what it is because I
Yeah.
don't need to. Because I can't remember. Did you cut something out of our last podcast?
Justice, most of the time, I cut 5 to the max was 20 minutes out of our podcast before.
Interesting.
I cut stuff out of our podcast
No.
all the time.
But it felt like it was something that you didn't want me to say.
I can't remember if I'm being honest, what. The main thing I remember it was early on.
Yeah,
it was like
I
an
remember
episode
that
like
one.
3
You
or
don't
4.
have to talk about that
I was
one.
just like, we can't say this.
Yeah, I have no fear on that stuff, but
You should.
you could always tell me.
Where you tell me like you should always be willing to say things that you aren't scared other people. Like, I'm scared people are going to hear what you say sometimes, and so I get rid of it.
That's what I thought you did in this one because I was like, there was definitely a cut there, and I was trying to figure out where it was.
I remember cutting certain little things. I don't remember cutting any like big conversations.
Maybe it was
in
just
that
like
one.
some dead air. Maybe.
Yeah.
I can't tell.
Justice,
Yeah.
Joe. This is where you say my name too.
I will say, you totally ignored my birthday conversation, which is totally normal because I am a middle child person. So I mean, you don't want to talk
What
about
happened? How did that happen?
You totally just hijacked it.
Did I?
Yeah, he totally changed the subject. That's what I was going to talk about my trauma as not having any important birthday.
Should we rewind a little
Nope,
bit?
too late. We're moving on.
Look, Justice has some very justified trauma in his life. Now, does that trauma deserve to be spoken on by more than himself? Meh. It's there. It doesn't matter. Obviously not. If it was about me.
Yeah, I'm used to it, bro. It's fine.
Yeah, that's really funny though.
It's really funny.
I just kind of stepped right.
That's why I started smiling so much when you just went off on your tangent.
I do that a lot. Has anyone else have you noticed that you just start talking and I'm like, well, anyway. And then I move it to mine.
You notice it more than anybody. When you listen back, you're like,
Yeah.
you'll just talk over me.
All the time. I'm like, which is funny because the first like 2, maybe 3 episodes, at least the first one, it was like you were definitely what felt like the host.
Interesting.
We are co-hosts.
Yeah.
This is our podcast.
Yes.
But it really felt like you were leading. You were taking.
I love talking.
You. I think if people heard this though, they would think I loved talking.
You do.
Can I ask you a question though?
Yeah, absolutely.
Justice?
Yes, Joe.
Thank you. I don't know. Every other episode, I say your name, you say my name. Other than this episode, you keep on just saying yes. And I
Yes.
don't understand what's happening.
Yes.
Yes. What is your thoughts on worship?
Worship?
Worship.
I got lots of.
Why
thoughts
do
on
we...
worship.
Is public or is group worship important? Is it more important than worshiping by yourself? Does it matter to sing together? Or is that just something we created to make us feel good?
No, is the answer.
Yeah.
It is. Sorry if you guys heard that.
Oh.
I burped.
Oh, you suck. I can cut that stuff out. And then you always have to comment on it.
But sometimes it's funny.
Like last episode, I was trying to burp silently, and you're like, "Oh, Joe."
Oh, you can't do what you do and say like, I wasn't ready for that. But worship is super important. But it's way bigger than we think it is.
Great.
I think our worship is so much more than getting together on Sunday and singing songs. But I do think that that's a really, really big part.
Yeah.
Because the Bible talks about several times of getting together corporately to share in your faith and worship God. I think that it's incredibly important that we do that because one, it's one of our ways to show that this is we put value on this thing.
Yeah.
It's one of the reasons we go to church too. Like, I mean, if we would so easily be like, oh, let's go to like a football or baseball game, and wouldn't want to go to like church to worship.
Yeah.
That would not say good things about how much value we put.
Your
on
pursuit,
our faith.
is going
Where your value is where your heart is. Like you'll see that. I grew like once. Stop. Yeah. Sorry. Once we had an outpouring of the Holy Spirit in Africa, and what that's kind of like a move of the Spirit. And for those of you who don't know what that is,
we're crazy people.
Kind of, but it's when the Holy Spirit starts moving in such a physical way that it affects people.
Yeah.
Healings will happen. People will start having dreams. People will start seeing things, and it's beautiful and wonderful, but it's kind of chaotic at the same time.
Yeah. Not to put you on the spot, but do you remember what that sub thing of Christianity is called?
Pentecostal.
Thank you.
But Pentecostal is a little different now because it's become, I think, and maybe this is crazy, but I think it's become a parody of itself.
No, that makes sense. But I think there's still Pentecostal churches 100%. That aren't. You know, we just always hear about the ones that are cuckoo.
Yes. So a lot of our people probably won't even know what Pentecostal means, but
Spirit-filled, right?
Well, it is
believing in the gifts.
Believing
of the
in the
Spirit,
gifts,
right?
But there's a lot of denominations that believe in the gifts. Pentecostal has become like very much like an exaggerated expression.
Okay.
Like if you're at a Pentecostal church, you're crazy.
Yeah.
Like you're just wild. But what does that mean? Like you don't really know because it's different per one.
Yeah,
like
per church and yeah.
But because I think that every church, if this is going to be a big statement, if you don't believe in the Spirit,
what are you doing?
You're missing a huge portion of the Scripture.
At that point, like then you don't believe in the Trinity. Then you don't like. What do you believe? What are you believing?
Yeah.
Are you Christian? Are you?
Those are really strong statements. I'm not saying you're not a Christian. Because you can still believe in God. You can still follow Him.
Yes.
But
Can you? Can you follow God without the Trinity?
Well, the Trinity is just the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, right?
Yeah.
So
you can believe in just a part of God?
So I think a lot of churches do that. In
yes.
fact, I do.
I
think
too.
A high majority.
Yes. I'm just playing the
devil's advocate, which is not great when we're talking about Chris. You're not devil's advocate. You're just you're being you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The devil. I think that if we were being really honest with ourselves as Christians, we don't jump in 100% on everything.
No.
And everything that the Bible is saying, this is good, this is righteous, like focus on these things. We don't.
Yeah,
we just don't.
No, I don't.
And now I think that is actually really hard to do, like in a church setting. It's really hard to have like a focus on all those things all the time.
Yes.
So you'll have churches that specialize, almost. At least I've started noticing that. Like you'll have a church that's like their teaching and their knowledge of the word is just so great. Or you'll have somebody who's just like, wow, they're really moving in the Spirit. They're seeing healings. People are being set free from demonic oppression. And then sometimes you'll get churches that have all of it. and those
Yeah.
are very rare.
I think that's when movements happen.
There are when movements happen. It's crazy to me that since moving back here,
To the States, for those
like
that are
I
confused.
love where I'm at and I love the people, but I don't think I'll ever feel what we felt there ever again.
No, because we're in a whole different place.
We are in a whole different place.
Same God, different place.
There's a sadness that comes to me with that, but also like an expectance, like what is God going to do next? So when God outpoured over us, it totally changed our lives.
Yeah.
Like especially I can't speak for you, but it did for me.
How dare you even try?
Right? And
No, it was life-changing.
100% life-changing. The things that we witnessed and saw.
You would have been a killer. I'm convinced the times I saw you working out and like, oh, he could murder someone, without the encounter you had with God, that just would have been what you would have lived in. You probably would be in prison or in like the Navy SEALs somewhere.
Joe.
I'm serious. I genuinely think that. You don't? If you never encountered, you don't
Well,
think your rage would have kind of taken over?
I definitely had a huge anger problem.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah.
And I got set free from it. Like,
And that doesn't mean you don't get angry.
no, I
but
still
it's
do.
different.
But
It's totally different.
100% different. It takes a lot to get me to a point where
Yeah.
I'm actually like fuming angry. But there was a point where it was daily.
Yeah.
Where I was battling strongly.
Yeah.
And God totally set me free from that for a long, long time. Where it was very hard to feel any anger.
That's crazy.
Disappointment.
Yes.
Maybe
yes.
a little frustration, but like
yes. Not rage
no.
like you were like yeah.
I had blackout rage.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's a story.
I've been on the end of some blackout rage.
me and Joe roomed together our entire. We talked about this a
Yes.
little bit in the beginning.
21 years.
21 years, and probably in that 21 years, we probably had maybe 5 fights, like that
Yeah.
you could say were fights.
Yes. Well, for fights, doesn't it have to be kind of an equal combatant on both sides?
There was,
Not one verbal combatant and one physical.
if you were willing to get into the fight, Joe, you were.
That's true.
You,
If you're dumb enough to step into the ring, you get.
yeah. But I would black out and like I'd wake up and just have you like in the air,
Oh yeah.
ooh, choking you.
Yeah.
And you were not a small person.
No, we were both chunky
We were
kids.
both pretty chunky kids, so I have really battled with that.
Yeah.
God set it free, but like that's kind of stuff that was happening with what we kind of classified as open heaven or move of the
Yes.
spirit,
Yeah.
and it changed my entire thought process on worship, because at first I thought worship was just what you did on Sunday. You sang some songs, said I love
Yeah.
you, Lord, you know, you're good to go. You check off a list, and then I realized that worship is stuff that you do every day.
Yeah.
How you show God in the small ways, like
How you show 'em at work,
or the kind of effort you put into your day-to-day life.
Yes. Yes.
Like your relationships, your workplace. How are you going to represent yourself? And I've had to check myself quite a bit, because there'd be times sometimes at work where I'm like, I don't want to give everything I got,
Yeah.
but then I'll be like, well, I have to.
Yeah.
Like I have to.
Yeah.
Like it's like I represent him.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and even if it's hard and I don't want to, and maybe I don't like the politics of it all, like I'm still gonna do anything they ask me to do, because I said, hey, like, you're paying me, I'm gonna do the best job I can.
Yeah.
And it was even to the point where I was like, working out was a form of worship.
Especially for you.
I want to take care of myself. And a lot of times when I would be working, I would be praying, worshiping in that time. And it just became such a mindset. Because it's like, if you're just going to set aside time on a Sunday morning to say, like, God, you're really important to me, that's...
How important is he?
How
really?
important is he really? Like, yeah, it's like, I'm not trying to guilt trip anybody, but you got to ask yourself those hard questions sometimes. It's like, what priority is he in my life if that's where I've delegated him to? So I worked on integrating him into everything.
Yeah.
Like how do I represent him? Even to the point where, like, with friends on games, like when I would be gaming with them, I'd have conversations and they'd be like, I'd
Open their heart to you.
yeah, and we would have some amazing discussions just about Christ while we were playing Destiny.
God, stupid Destiny.
Yeah, but man, I still, like I said, I still get conversations with those guys to
Yeah,
this day, and
it's
they'll
beautiful.
reach out.
I've been going to this new awesome church. I love it. It's absolutely amazing. Like, it's exactly what I needed when I needed it, really.
Yes.
And I'm so happy, like, really grateful for Bo, because there's no way I would have gone if he didn't.
You have a hard time committing to things like that.
Yes.
I think especially after Africa, and then what after?
Yeah,
what
like
happened after that.
I stayed. Yeah, like I have a hard time doing things I know I should do.
Interesting.
Like, I'll stay in a place longer than I know I should. Either from some kind of crazy loyalty or...
Yeah, I think
you
it
know.
would be like the whole, you hate disappointing people.
I hate it. I absolutely despise it.
To the point where you'll do things you hate doing.
I will 100% sacrifice me to not disappoint someone.
You're getting better,
Yes.
but you like it had been a huge battle for you.
Yeah. But anyway, so this new pastor, I love him. He's awesome. He was saying something I hate.
Because it's right.
Well, I
do you
never
not?
thought it was.
Okay.
And when he was kind of talking about it, I was like, oh man, I think my whole heart in this has been completely
Wrong.
different.
Oh.
And that he was talking about the spirits of excellency. You ever hear that? Like, whenever I hear that, I'm always like, oh God.
I have the spirit of excellence.
Yeah, wanting to have a spirit of excellency.
Is
in what
that
we
just
do.
like perfection type of thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I've always heard it in a very mocking way.
I've never heard it pronounced that way.
Oh, it ticks me off, kind of. It makes me go, ooh, you know, like a kind of like a record scratch when I
Yeah.
hear it. I'm like, oh, I don't like that.
Yeah.
But he was talking about it in that sense of like, why the worship team that they have this spirit, because if we're giving something to the King, we want it to be perfect. Like,
want it to be
I want it
excellent.
to be perfect,
Want it to be as good as we can make it.
because otherwise I'm giving him something that means nothing to me, that I didn't work
Ooh.
for or do. And that was like,
Ooh, that's a big mindset change
Yeah.
on some things. Yeah.
so I'm still not fond of that wording,
Yeah.
but I was like, okay, God.
There's some truth to that,
Yeah.
for sure.
Like, this is why we strive for that in our work and worship and preach, like,
I mean,
studying
was it
and
Mary gave a year's wages worth
yeah,
and just poured it on his feet?
bonkers.
Could you imagine giving up $50,000?
I wish I made that much money right
I'm
now.
just saying, like
Yeah.
$50,000.
Yeah.
That's low,
Yeah,
but it's a year's wages to a lot of people. And just being like, for the King.
for the
Goes-
King.
goes-
That's
goes to
crazy.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And really, like, I would hope if he was right in front of me, I would do it in a heartbeat.
You never
I would,
know.
but you know.
There
Like,
is-
if you read the Bible and do all that stuff, like, more than not, we're the Pharisees, or we're the disciples that aren't understand. We're never God.
No.
We're never like the person
No.
that gets it.
No. I mean, like, even what you said last week took a lot of guts. Like, to the
No.
whole fact that you were like, I've said I'm not a Christian.
Yeah, I hate it.
And,
That's true.
And I mean, the enemy uses that to shame you,
Yes.
for sure.
Yeah,
But that's literally like biblical.
yeah.
And
It's funny because I never thought of that until
Yeah,
you said it.
Peter.
Yeah, I never
Which is
once
one of
made
your
that.
favorite characters,
I
by the
love
way.
him in the Chosen series. He is my favorite character.
Yeah.
he is I think he's, other than the person that plays Jesus, I can't think of his name. Jonathan something.
Jonathan Rumi.
I think he is the best actor. The guy that plays Peter. I love him. I love his funny walk that he does to try to make himself look bigger.
He's a big boy. He's tiny though.
I think he's great. But the thing I like about those shows, or that show, is like it makes those characters come to life
Yeah.
in a way that sometimes made me annoyed, because I was like, get to Jesus, get
Yeah.
to Jesus, but I think that's part of that, like, wait to get what you want, like
Yeah, you have to.
the
You
third
have to.
season I think is the best. But
Yeah, it's the idea that someone you love so much and something you think you're so committed to, that in the wrong circumstance where you're really put to the test, that you say, I don't know who that is.
dude, it wasn't even a scare, like, it's, like, when you read in the Bible, like he was fearing for his life.
Yeah.
And that's why he did.
They were going to kill
Like,
Jesus.
I've done that with no fear for my life, or
But-
no,
but
like so it's
fear-
crazy.
But
But
fear of a
fear,
different kind.
it's madness though. It's crazy, and like I can do that
Can
and
you
know like
imagine?
God
'Cause
is still like
he could
I'm
see
here for you.
Jesus when he
Yeah.
said that. You could see him right
My
there.
heart. Ugh.
We've
that'd be
all been
brutal.
there in one way or another, man.
Brutal.
We've all been there. I think sometimes even like say when we choose sin
Mm-hmm.
over God, we're turning our face. You
Yeah.
know, we're doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And I've done that
Yeah,
hundreds of times.
I do it daily.
Yeah. And I want to just get to the point where I'm better at being like focusing on him,
Yeah,
walking out into the water and not losing focus.
yeah,
That's good stuff.
it is. Justice,
Yeah.
coming to a close.
Yep.
Tell me, what have you been playing? What are you watching? What are you doing this week?
I've been playing through Persona.
Still a Persona boy.
It's gonna take a long time.
It is. If you end up playing,
I'm playing them
and
all
the
at
people
same
that
time,
know
so-
you, I feel confident in putting on a bet that you will not finish any of them.
Okay. What are you gonna give me?
What do I? If you don't, can I give you a wedgie?
Sure.
Okay.
If I do, what do I get?
You
Don't get a wedgie.
get a nice little butt pat. Boop, boop. What would you like?
Want that $1 in your wallet?
I'll give you $1. I'll give you $1 for each one you finish.
Wow, that's a total of I
It could be
make
$3.
I could make $50 if I played all the games.
There's
that are-
50 games.
There's 50 games in the series. Yeah.
I'll give you $1 for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
I won't play 1 and 2.
Okay.
They're terrible.
I won't give you $1 for. Oh my god! I didn't realize there's that
there's
many.
so many games.
Holy crap! No, never mind.
And I have access to a lot.
I'll
of
just
them.
give you $1.
Yeah, $1's fine.
Got.
Yeah, and we're so close. We'll probably finish it this week. Attack on Titan. So.
I honest, it's kind of pissing me off that you haven't finished it yet. You've been on the last like 4 episodes for like 3
we're
weeks.
pacing ourselves, man.
This isn't pacing. This is a drug addict refusing to finish their end of their stash. You know it's true. You if you finish it, it's gone. But if you still have some, you can just look at it.
Yeah.
It's bad. You guys are junkies.
There's definitely part of that.
Well, actually, it's not you. I know it's not you. It's your wife. Because if it was you, this would be finished like a month or 2 ago.
I have wanted to finish it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. She just can't let go. She can't let go of her substance.
She's giving you eyes, Joe.
That's why I'm looking directly at you, my friend.
It's a fantastic show. It's
I
fantastic.
love the first 2 seasons.
You should watch the rest. I know you read it, but you
I
should watch
probably never will, but yeah.
it. Well, we're gonna rewatch it. You should watch it with us.
You guys are already talking about rewatch. That's what I'm saying. You're talking about rewatching before you've even finished it. That's madness. You know it's true.
Have you done that for Lost?
No.
You've
I
never-
finished it and then said, I'm going to rewatch this now. I've never like started and then finished a season and been like, before I move on to the next one, let me rewatch all of it
Go back to the
again.
old one.
Never. Every time I've rewatched that show, could you do me a solid favor and move your foot away from me? It just got really close to the mics and everything.
It's all right.
It was really weird. I had a flashback. Justice has cut me with his toes in the past several times.
Got sharp nails.
I got a little scared.
Dang.
Sorry to call you out like that. I can cut it if you want.
No, you're good. It's all right. I have also been playing. Let's see. Been playing lots of old classic games.
Yeah, you got that definitely legal.
You gotta stop bringing this up.
Sorry. You've got just access to a lot of old games.
You should cut that.
Okay. What are they going to do?
They like it's not something you should advertise.
Got it. Here you are. You call yourself a Jesus follower.
You wouldn't download a car, Joe.
I would.
You wouldn't do that.
In a heartbeat, I
They're
would.
expensive.
Those commercials are great.
Yeah. Even used vehicles are like $20,000 now.
I, just to go quick through me, still in a gaming rut.
Yeah, so still just the
Still
wrestling.
playing the WWE Champions.
Yeah, every time you say that, it's going to get more depressing for you.
I don't think so because we're getting closer and closer to your birthday, which just means my game. Very excited. But I'm almost done with the first season of Punisher. Daredevil.
I was like, wait a minute, Joe.
Daredevil. It's so good.
It's really good.
It's really, really good.
It's just interesting that you're watching shows on your own now.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened. I still necessarily enjoy really doing it.
I think
It's a little lonely.
I think comedies are more things you like watching with other people. You like laughing with other
Yes, and not to get really too depressing, but like I'll look over to where Bo used to sit a lot of times and just be like,
rough.
"Oh, I'm alone here watching this."
people. Rough.
I do that mostly when we watch Game Grumps. Like I'll start laughing and be like, "Oh." I used to do that when
I laughed for a minute.
yeah, because we used to watch it every morning.
Every morning.
Um,
Dude, we had
Yeah.
the life.
it was great. Except we hated it in the moment.
I hated love. We knew in the moment that we were like,
Yes.
we were kind of self-aware. It was like, man, we really want to do stuff, but we should probably
Yeah.
really enjoy this while we're at it.
Yeah. Well, Justice, I think I'm gonna break an 11 episode tradition.
What's that?
I think instead of just cutting the podcast off, just mid-sentence or mid-song like that, I think we're just gonna maybe let people know how much we care about them.
Really?
How much we love our listeners
Wow, man.
while we come to a close. Do you have anything you would like to say to our listeners or people that we like to...
Yeah, man. I just want to say to
That's been What's with the Lemon, everyone.